Over 4 years since West Ham United last won 3 consecutive league games. They're on the road, but they're far from there yet. We've seen enough from Leeds already in this encounter to show that they will have plenty to say before Michael Oliver blows the full-time whistle. There's the one to get the second half underway. The first thing to report to you is the fact that there are no changes to either lineup. Here's Taylor, the villain of the piece, in that he was the one who gave away the penalty. It was eventually squandered by Matt Gradle.
Simon Grayson, Leeds boss, will be looking for the same approach from his team as we saw in the first half. Nice and positive. Force West Ham back, create some opportunities. They just need to be clinical in front of goal. They could easily get back into the game.
Noble. Taylor. Look at Lunga galloping forward down that left. It's been a feature of West Ham's play. The fullbacks getting forward.
Leeds really do need to switch on from set pieces we saw early on in the game. They conceded. They need to make sure they pick up and defend properly this time around.
Cole, that's a super leap.
As a defender, this is the type of challenge you probably expect to get against Carlton Cole. Aerial challenge is difficult to deal with. He gets up. Again, it's Tom Lees up against him. Just doesn't make a decent contact with that Carlton Cole.
Tom Lees, the youngster, he's 20 years old. He has experience. This is his 100th career appearance today. But he was the one who failed to shackle the West Ham striker for the goal on 6 minutes. Clearly, Carlton Cole looking to isolate himself on the fullback, even though he has played as a centre-half throughout the early stages of his career. But when they do have set pieces,
the problem that Leeds have from set pieces, you probably would think, well, why is Kisnorbo not marking Carlton Cole? Because the two centre-halves come up from West Ham, and the two centre-halves for Leeds end up picking those up, and that's why Tom Lees is then left picking up Carlton Cole. He's not easy to defend against, as we've seen.
He's had an interesting week already, this young fella. On the ball now, Tom Lees. An own goal against Hull City, and then he scored at the other end. His first Leeds United goal. It's not away by O'Brien. Eventually coming across, he took it off the toes of Snodgrass. McCormack. Decent work from McCormack. Max Gradle couldn't get that. White. Keogh. Here comes White. There's space. White side down by Parker. But he got the ball, Scott Parker. It's a corner.
Scott Parker's nodding. He feels the referee's got this absolutely right. Brilliant play by Aidan White. A little give and go. Good work from Keogh. There's a sliding challenge coming in. I'm not sure that Parker... Does Parker get a touch on that ball? But this time will give us an exact... He's nowhere near the ball. To me, that's a penalty. Referee's got that wrong.
Well, it was a super work to release the fullback into the box. Snodgrass corner cleared away by Cole. Tompkins away. Little touch from Collison, the young Welsh international. And White goes all the way back to Andy Lonergan. Well, a chance to have another look at the first real talking point of this second half.
Michael Oliver had some big decisions to make. To me, Aidan White, there you see, he gets the touch on the ball. Scott Parker doesn't touch the ball. He takes Aidan White down. To me, that's a penalty. Great play from the left back. Parker doesn't win the ball. To the referee, it might look like Parker slid that away, but he hasn't.
Well, that last one is closest to the angle that Michael Oliver would have had of the situation. Well, at best, it's a high-risk challenge, isn't it, from Scott Parker? And he got about the best scenario out of it as far as he's concerned, just giving away the corner. He was never going to give a goal kick for that, the referee, was he?
It's quite interesting, though. You see when Scott Parker gets up onto his feet, shakes his head, saying it's not a penalty. You've got an England international there. You just wonder. I'm sure the referee has just taken the challenge on its merits. He believes it's not a penalty, but Parker, you know, the way that he gets up and says it's absolutely not, sometimes can it maybe affect the referee's thinking?
Really positive start from Leeds to this second half. Quite the right angle on the ball from Snodgrass. That challenge on the halfway line means that Michael Oliver's pulled it back. He's kept his cards in his pocket thus far. Goes on like this, it might not be for too much longer.
Players on both sides not particularly happy. Snodgrass plays it. It didn't seem to me whether there's much contact there at all. The challenge is late. I'm not sure he catches the Leeds midfielder at all, though.
Their old friend intent, is it? Collison. That was a handball from Parker. Howson, quick to feed McCormack, back comes Noble. Oh, it's come to Andy Keogh here. Keogh, Rob Green out superbly, McCormack!
Well, they've had penalty shouts that haven't been given. They've had some great opportunities in the game as well. They're getting behind West Ham here. It's played by a West Ham player. That's maybe why Keogh is onside. The keeper does really well. Rob Green actually closes down the space in between himself and Keogh. Doesn't give him much to shoot at all. That's an excellent stop. And West Ham have so many bodies back. Very difficult then to get the secondary shot on target. But Rob Green does superbly well there.
And Ross McCormack, who had to wait, and then he had to wait and wait for his first goal for Leeds United. Came right at the end of the season in April against Burnley, but he's found a bit of form. He's already got a couple this season. Carling Cup win against Bradford and last time out against Hull. Gradle. White. Little glance away from Reed. We talked early on in the match about how this is a big championship occasion. It's one that Leeds in the second half are rising to. Clayton. Snodgrass. Gradle. In by Gradle. And McCormack did get his head to it, but decent defending by Reed.
Winston Reed, very important touch here. Gradle down the left-hand side, showing he's more than comfortable on his left foot. Has his right, wicked ball in. McCormack's there first. Reed just about does enough to turn it behind.
Carlton Cole, the man at the near post for West Ham. And again away by Cole. Applause from Simon Grayson from his technical area. He'll be delighted, by the way, his side has started the second period. So with a few thousand Leeds fans behind Rob Green's goal. Howson first to the punch, in there ahead of Taylor. Now McCormack. Tom Lees. Tompkins got it out. Parker, only Cole ahead of him. Nolan. Noble. Marito Olunga, the Congolese fullback. Powered by the Leeds captain Howson. There's a dynamism to the way that Leeds are playing just at the moment. Look a little sharper, if anything, a little hungrier.
There's a few murmurings around Upton Park as well. The home fans not happy. This is the problem. Sam Allardyce knows this. The big club at home in the Championship expected to win every game fairly easily. With a lot of pressure at the start of this second half.
Snodgrass.
surprise, is it? Dominated the early stages of the second half. They should really have had a penalty. They should maybe be on level terms as well, but excellent. Simon Grayson will be delighted with that.
But when you do have this sort of dominance, you know what happens if you fail to make it count. And Sam Allardyce is concerned enough to make a change. Julien Faubert. Lunga's long throw, Carlton Cole's header, and Collison with the goal at his mercy, headed down. There to mean it was Lonergan.
Lonergan does really well. This is not easy because it's right down at his feet. Collison wins the header. It's right down at the keeper's feet, who does well to adjust his body and make the save.
Nelson got away from Parker. Now Clayton. Learned his trade at the Manchester City Academy and spins it delightfully for McCormack.
There's virtually nothing on at all there for Ross McCormack. Trying to catch the keeper out, the defenders as well. Good run again into space. No one up with him in support, so he takes the shot on. Really needs to whip that across Rob Green into the far corner. He's unlucky.
He's starting to look more like the Ross McCormack that the Cardiff City fans got to know during his very productive spell there. Here's Keogh. Keogh now for Leeds. McCormack! Well, he's appealing he was being pulled back.
Andy Keogh again just runs away from the West Ham defender. So laboured getting back. Keogh does really well, uses his pace, sees McCormack. There's a contact there as well. Defender comes across. McCormack, to me, seems to be complaining more. He wants a penalty. He feels that there's a little nudge in the back. It's not an awful lot of contact there. He's just ahead of the ball and can't turn it towards the goal.
Parker. Fascinating duel, that one, between Parker and Howson. Collison. Noble. Here's Scott Parker, he's found space. Very close control as well. Stolen back by Gradle. Here come Leeds again. Jack Collison. He missed so much of last season with a knee injury. Yet the regaining full match sharpness. But off he goes, and on comes Julien Faubert.
Just look at that substitution. Faubert might well help out Joey O'Brien, because Gradle and White down the left-hand side for Leeds have been very effective in the second half.
Here's Keogh. Little touch in towards Snodgrass. McCormack! It has been coming. And Ross McCormack levels it up for Leeds.
Well, this is a magnificent goal. What Leeds have been all about this week. They scored 4 against Hull with some great football. This is brilliant. 2 or 3 players get involved. McCormack's a fairly simple finish in the end. But Leeds, since the break, have been irresistible. Eventually, they get the equaliser. Again, it's laboured defending Ilunga. Goes to ground a little bit too easy, but a little flick round the corner from Keogh. Opens up the chance for McCormack. He's not going to miss from there. Leeds deserve to be on level terms. They've been superb since the break, and they've got their rewards.
They missed the penalty, but they weren't going to miss that. A thumping finish for Ross McCormack's 3rd of the season.
You have to look at the contribution, really, of Keogh and Snodgrass. That little ball into McCormack, brilliant.
Nolan, cheeky.
We just haven't seen enough of Kevin Nolan throughout this game. The first time really he gets turned facing the Leeds goal. It's cheeky, but he's a big keeper, Lonergan. That'll have to be inch perfect to beat the Leeds keeper from there.
There's something about Leeds on this ground. They're unbeaten in their last 6 visits here. You have to go back to when John Hartson, Sir Matthew Abu and Ian Pearce scored for West Ham in the Premier League in 1998 for the first West Ham win, for the last West Ham win, I should say. Nolan. What a fascinating half an hour we've got in prospect here now. Fauban.
At the start of the game, I looked at Scott Parker, Mark Noble, Kevin Nolan, that midfield three, would they dominate the way that the game really goes? That second half, it just hasn't happened at all. It's been all about Snodgrass, Keogh. They were involved, they were major contributing factors to the equaliser.
Leeds playing this 4-4-2, West Ham with the extra man in midfield. Why isn't that counting so much?
What you're finding is Kevin Nolan's playing a little further forward than he needs to.
Here's Fauban, that's a wonderful ball in. Nothing Kisnorbo could do about that, and he's put it through his own net. West Ham United back in front.
Oh, Big Sam, big sigh of relief I would expect there, because the ball is really fizzed in. It seems to come past Darren O'Dea. Does that maybe unsettle Kisnorbo? He doesn't get a good view of this. As it's whipped in, it beats one centre-half. And he's first to the ball, Kisnorbo. Carlton Cole's nowhere near it. But Carlton Cole doesn't have to be when Kisnorbo finishes like this. And Leeds, they've got themselves back in the game. And then they've just gifted the lead back to West Ham.
All the good work undone. And West Ham will feel normal service resumed.
It's maybe just that body shape of Patrick Kisnorbo as he approaches that ball. If his body's slightly more open, he can maybe help that ball on rather than try and knock it back to where it's come from, and that's why it's ended up in the net.
And it was Big Sam's substitute that made the big impact, Julian Fauban's cross. Leeds were level for 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Simon Grayson must be thinking, what's going on? His team have played ever so well. They've really gifted 2 goals to West Ham, first from the set piece and then an own goal from Kisnorbo. The side worked so hard to get back in the game, and then so they've thrown it away yet. There's a lot of football to be played.
Well, they took the lead against Hull, didn't they, in the week at Ellen Road, and then it was an own goal from Tom Lees, which levelled it up. They responded superbly to that setback, scoring another 3 unanswered. They've responded well to all the setbacks they've had within this match, going behind so early, missing a penalty in the first half. Levelled it up, and now they've got to do it all again. White got in ahead of Fauban. Now Gradle can run at O'Brien. And in the free kick. One-on-one, it's a bit of a mismatch, isn't it?
Absolutely, they've got to get the ball out to Max Gradle, let him run it. Whether it be Joey O'Brien or Ilunga down the other side, he's a real handful. He's a positive player, can come inside and go outside. He's going to continue to win free kicks if he keeps attacking defenders like that.
2009, the last time Kisnorbo scored a goal at the right end. He's up there. Snodgrass to deliver, and by his usually pretty high standards, once disappointing. O'Brien away, helped on by Fauban. He did his best to prevent the corner. Looks like he's done so. Lonergan just getting to the end of Aidan White's slightly misplaced back pass. What a leap that was. Julian Fauban not too far away from it. It came to Cole. Here comes Gradle. Noble's dived in, advantage played. McCormack makes his move. And Tompkins makes the challenge. He's made a few of those. The referee looks like he's going to give him another chance, though.
Noble might be a little bit lucky to get away with without getting a yellow card as well. But just mentioned Gradle, his willingness to run at players. That's exactly what he does. He goes past Noble, and Tompkins brings him down.
In terms of goal scoring, Ross McCormack's pretty hot right now. The left side of the field probably better for the right footer to take anyway, so Snodgrass has given over duties. Another change in the offing here for West Ham. ...31 years old now, John Carew. Didn't have the best of goal-scoring seasons last year with Aston Villa. Had that loan spell at Stoke as well, but previous 3 seasons he was top scorer at Villa Park. Leeds United fans who cast their minds back to the Champions League adventure will remember the semi-final defeat to Valencia. John Carew, part of that Valencia side.
They've been the most mobile of centre-forwards in the last couple of years. So very important that West Ham play up to him. You can't really expect to see him running the channels at his age, this stage of his career.
Colton Cole has got the goal and a debut in the claret and blue of West Ham for John Carew. And just about a quarter of the match remaining here. Pendulum of domination has swung one way and the other. Super start from West Ham with that early goal to settle the nerves. And Leeds probably had the better of the rest of the first half. And they certainly had the better of the start of this second. They equalised. But barely 2.5 minutes later, they trailed again. Because Norbo own goal. And steel themselves for this fight to the finish.
A couple of substitutions now for Sam Allardyce. I just wonder for Simon Grayson, maybe another 5 minutes or so will he think about looking at his bench. Lloyd Sam, there's Nunez there as well. If he wants to put another attacker on to try and maybe get a draw out of it, he's got the players to turn to.
Clayton caught out in possession. Here's White. Gradle. Foba. Gradle's done really well, got his body between man and ball, and duly won the free kick he was seeking. Keogh. Now Carew, he's strong. John Carew, well, it took 2 to stop him. Darren O'Dea brushed out of the way in alarming style as far as Leeds are concerned. Parker. Foba. Carew. Already a glimpse of what he is going to bring to the West Ham party.
And that's what the West Ham players have to do. They have to play into John Carew. He does have that ability. The unexpected as well. It'll be some goal to score from there, though.
Still a long way to go, but you do get the feeling, Andy, that West Ham invested an awful lot of effort on a very warm afternoon in that blistering start they had to this second half. West Ham just starting to get on top now again. Taylor. Out by Kisnorbo.
West Ham was certainly under the cosh at the start of the second half. Leeds equalise and then they gifted a goal, West Ham, and that's given them a huge lift, and they look at a much better side the last 10 minutes or so. it's not Carlton Cole, it'll be John Carew. It seems to be again maybe an arm across John Carew. A bit of shirt has been grabbed as well from Kisnorbo.
Lunga helps it on. Gradle. McCormack running one way, Keogh through the middle, Snodgrass to the right. Tompkins hooked the charge. Now Clayton. Blocked by Reed, and it needed to be as well. Nolan. Noble and Parker. Foba in space down the right. Here he is now, Foba. Another early ball, this time Kisnorbo gets it wide.
I bet he was wishing it was anybody but him into this cross. A wonderful ball in from Faubert. Again, he's stretching Kisnorbo. This time the ball goes the right side of the post as far as he's concerned.
Tompkins, super save from Andy Lonergan.
It's a very similar position Tompkins scored against Watford, headed it down from there. This time he can't quite get over it, just has to head it towards the goal as best he can. It's a comfortable save.
And Kevin Nolan, it's that old trick of standing almost on the goalkeeper. Tompkins again! And Lonergan saves again. That time, it was not much short of extraordinary.
Is it Winston Reid on the end of this? Headed down by Tompkins. Reid looks, for all the world, like he's going to score. That is a brilliant reaction save from the keeper. So he's headed down. There's Winston Reid. What a save.
West Ham threatening to kill this one off. A glance away by Howson. Corner from the other side. One of the question marks over the departure of Kasper Schmeichel, last season's #1. Andy Lonergan in the last few moments showing what his credentials are all about. Carew missed it. Nolan. Left behind rather strangely by Nolan. Keogh now. Snodgrass. Faubert's quick and he got back at Snodgrass. Good run by Keogh. And Lunga's gone with him. Leeds have the corner.
Does some tireless work, Andy Keogh, again just chasing that ball into the corner, wrestling with Ilunga, and he gets a set piece for his trouble.
Now it's Leeds' turn to get on the front foot, try and capitalise from the corner. Parker thought he'd got it out. Clayton wouldn't give him a moment's peace though. Has found a way through to Carew. Now Clayton. Snodgrass. Noble's challenge, free kick. They are finding these wide men for Leeds United too hot to handle, whether it be Snodgrass on one side or Gradle on this.
We're getting to that, nearly 75 minutes on the clock now, just under Simon Grayson. We'll maybe see how this set piece works out, but he has to maybe be looking at his bench. He has to try and shake things up. Got to do everything he can, give everything a try. I'm trying to maybe claim a point from the match.
Well, this is the right side for Snodgrass. Scored a spectacular in the week. West Ham wall is well constructed. Here's Howson. Back comes Faubert. Parker. Spun out beautifully for Foban. White read it. Carew. Taylor. And Carew wasn't expecting that. He's still got it though. Matt Taylor. Scott Parker. Foban. Parker! And off the post. Well, that would have finished it off.
It was a fabulous little give and go from Scott Parker. If this goes in, it would really settle the points West Ham's way. A deflection, a big deflection. If not for the touch by Darren O'Day, this is probably nestling in the back of the net. Just spins wide and hits the post, and West Ham so unlucky.
And his 5 goals last season in the Premier League nearly helped keep West Ham up. Looked for a time that it would, but they drifted away so badly at the end when he was injured. Here's Taylor's corner. Tompkins rises. Hitched a lift on the back of Kisnorbo. So just under a quarter of an hour left to play. First Leeds change. The scorer of their equalising goal, Ross McCormack, taken off. He's got 3 this season, but so too is the man who replaces him, Ramon Nunez, the Honduran.
Yeah, Nunez scored against Hull. He won't be too happy. He was left out of the starting 11. Has a big opportunity though to influence the game. Looks like he's going to maybe partner Andy Keogh up front.
Parker starting to have a real influence from the midfield now, driving forward. And not able to match the finish he produced at Vicarage Road. Well, next Sunday we have West Ham live for you again on Sky Sports, live from the City Ground against Steve McLaren's Nottingham Forest, 1 o'clock, Sky Sports HD1. We may be in the very early stages of this new NPAD Championship season, but already you see from the games this weekend and the games that have been exactly why it is so unpredictable. Everyone thought it Leeds down on their luck, shorn of players, both with departures and with the injury situation they have at the moment, with West Ham starting to find a bit of form, particularly away from home. And this one, especially after the early goal as well, might have been something of a claret and blue procession, but Leeds more than match their hosts for most of this match. But they trail as we approach the finale. Carew. He looks languid, doesn't he? But he's so hard to get the ball off.
There's little against large there with Aidan White coming back. Just putting John Carew off. He just doesn't really sort his feet out early enough, and he has looked laboured the last few appearances I've seen him play for different clubs. He just looks a yard or two off the pace.
Tompkins inevitably the target. That's the way it's been from the corners for West Ham. Here's Nunez. Well, the bounce wasn't going to favour him, so he went for the bulldozer approach.
As soon as the ball bounces, he's looking at Joey O'Brien rather than at the ball, and the referee was always going to give a free kick for that.
Simon Grayson still has more options from the bench. There's one more change available for Sam Allardyce. He's about to make it by the look of things. Frederic Piquillon. Carew. By Darren O'Dea. Well, it's away, but at the expense of a corner. Tompkins!
James Tompkins has been up against Darren O'Dea. Every set piece that's come into the box, those two have been together. He just gets away from the lead centre half here. Should do better. Tompkins is a better header of the ball than we've just seen.
Well, there may be an element of reorganisation for West Ham, but you'd have to see this is a pretty positive change from Sam Allardyce, wouldn't you? Withdrawing the midfielder Mark Noble and sending on Frederic Piquillon, who has much more of an attacking side to his game. Nolan loses out. Cradle upended again by Tompkins. Ramon Nunez for Leeds here. Decent ball, so hard to deal with.
And this comes off Matt Taylor. He's saying it didn't come off him. Wonderful ball in from Nunez, exactly the right spot. It seemed to be the last touch was possibly from West Ham's Matt Taylor, but it's a really dangerous ball in there. He's stretching. Actually, no, the referee was spot on. It came off a Leeds player last.
Carew. Piquillon. Looking for Faubert. White, only way as far as Nolan. Faubert. Now Nunez can see Keogh. The Irishman to the home juror. Snodgrass.
Leeds have to throw everything in the final 6 or 7 minutes at West Ham. To me, they're more effective when they get Snodgrass, Gradle in wide areas, running at fullbacks. If they're just going to knock hopeful balls into the penalty area like that, they haven't got players like Carew, Piquillon, big centre forwards. Any cross has got to be inch perfect.
Well, unless they can find this goal, Leeds, of course, will be ending up on the losing side here. But for all the critics that Leeds have had early on this season about the lack of recruitment, they have come here to West Ham, which will be one of the hardest places to come in the Empire Championship this season. And they've put on a fantastic show with 5-6 players who could be playing in a first-choice 11, all missing.
If they were to lose the game, that will disappoint Simon Grayson more than anything. It's all about results this stage of the season. You want to get a real flow to your football, get some confidence flowing through the club, but it'll take a lot of positives from this. Their performance has been good, and they gave a goal away from a set piece and scored an own goal, so they shot themselves in the foot.
And there may still be a way back. Nunez. Punched well away by Green. Piquillon. Doherty. White did well to hold off Faubert.
Gradle's position, he seems to be playing more as a centre forward, wide on this left-hand side or the right. He can really cause problems. Down the middle, I'm not so sure. It's very important then if he does play there, that Leeds get the ball into his feet and he can turn and run at defenders.
A couple of away games to come up for Leeds United after this one. Local affair in the League Cup at Doncaster midweek, and then a trip to East Anglia as opposed to East London from this weekend. Take on troubled Ipswich. We saw Paul Jewell here looking on earlier on. Parker. Oh, Clayton with a thundering challenge. Simon Grayson in the week singing the praises of this young man, Adam Clayton. Nunez. Clayton takes it on and fires it over.
Yeah, he's been very impressive, but that's optimistic. Long way out, a good 40 yards out, but he just sits up nicely for him. And that encourages him to take the shot on, but you've got to keep it down from that range.
Looks like it'll be the same result from their last trip away from home to Southampton. And a very different complexion to the defeat, if indeed it turns out that way. Max Radle's afternoon is over. Of course, the speculation will go on whether he'll be back here in this part of East London sooner rather than later. That discussion is for later. Sam is on to replace him. Lunga burrowing his way to the corner. Which is exactly where West Ham want to keep it, and exactly where they do keep it.
Trying just forcing Leeds all the way back into some defending, being no rush to take this set piece either, looking to just run the clock down and pick up the points.
Gomez corner, Picquion. And Nolan, usually lethal from that sort of range, saw it go between his legs.
It just seemed that Kevin Nolan wanted to take a touch on that one, really. From the flick on from Picquion, he should be just hitting this first time. Normally he would do. Why? He's trying to control that ball. I'm not so sure. Just strike it with your left foot first time.
For Picquion, Clayton's back there, Howson out. Leeds haven't given this up just yet. Inside the last minute of the 90 now. Snodgrass. Keogh turns away from Ilunga. Nunez. Snodgrass. chance! Crossbar, would you believe it? Followed in! Leeds have the equaliser! Adam Clayton in the last minute! West Ham 2, Leeds 2.
Well, Leeds have shown enormous character in this game. They've been behind twice and have continued to press forward. And they've got their rewards. When the shot comes back off the bar from Johnny Howson, I bet those fans didn't believe that they were going to grab an equaliser. But what a finish from Adam Clayton. We talked about the performance he's put in, and this is a really cool finish. An important stage of the game, the last minute or so of normal time. And when it falls to him, he really does finish this really well. He concentrates, he gets over the ball, and Rob Green has no chance of stopping it. But credit Leeds, they've continued to press forward, create opportunities, and it looks like they might have just grabbed a point.
Adam Clayton's first goal for Leeds United. And doesn't his manager just love it? He'll also feel he deserves it as well.
If you look back over the 90 minutes or so, on balance, Leeds have been as good as West Ham. They've given sloppy goals away, but they've played some good football and they've continued to press forward. It's been a difficult time for Leeds, but they've shown enormous character here at Upton Park this afternoon.
Well, Big Sam's 9-point week. Well, it'll be a 7-point week by the look of things. Not bad following that opening defeat here, but it does look like they'll be left looking for their first league win of the season. A box that badly needs ticking.
Well, this is going to be a problem for West Ham, I would think, during the course of the season at home. Teams will come here, will relax, will love the atmosphere, the environment, a wonderful pitch to play on as well, and it's a problem that Sam and the players are going to have to try and deal with, the expectancy of winning those home matches.
Cleverly constructed corner, won by Keogh. Still a minute of the signalled 3 to play. There could be more, of course. Keogh, Nunez. And all the options that were there for the Honduran. Just a little flashpoint. Darren O'Dea's got involved with Tompkins. And still pushing and shoving in there. Smiles on the face of Nolan. Much ado about precious little in there in truth, but it was the initial flashpoint between the two centre-halves.
This is a real shame. He's had a terrific football match, all getting a bit silly. It's O'Dea, there's Tompkins, Ilunga seem to be wound up as well. And thankfully it's right at the end of the game. The referee may be quite pleased to blow the final whistle and get the players off, but just real silliness from O'Dea, and surely it'll be just a word from the referee. It's a really poor ball in from Nunez, a wasted opportunity there at the far post. It's Tompkins and O'Dea head to head. The referee's there quickly, Ilunga gets involved. I'm sure the referee's just going to have a word, nothing more.
Well, the referee's nearly managed to officiate over the whole game without giving any yellow cards. Is he going to feel the need right at the death? A little bit of a extra pair of eyes.
Well, the one thing there wasn't any punches thrown, or there wasn't a head thrown there. Looks like Tompkins is going to be yellow carded. Surely, if he is, O'Dea has to be as well.
Well, from start to finish, from that early West Ham opening goal all the way to that late Leeds leveller, it's been an absorbing encounter here at Upton Park. Carew. The points are shared, but a point is made by Leeds United. Adam Clayton, his first goal for Leeds, salvages a point right at the death. And won't the centre-half Patrick Gisnorbo be pleased about that? It was his own goal that looked like it would be enough for West Ham United to claim their first home league win under Sam Allardyce. As it was, the early Carlton Cole goal had put West Ham in early control, but Leeds started the second period so well. Ross McCormack's third of the season, just before the hour mark, but they were only level for 2 minutes and 16 seconds before the Gisnorbo own goal, and Adam Clayton pounced at the death to give Leeds, I'm sure, what their manager Simon Grayson will feel they deserve. Well, let's hear from Adam Clayton, the man of the moment. He's with Patrick Davidson.
Adam, for your quality and for your spirit you've showed today, was that a point you thoroughly deserved?
Yeah, that's a brilliant point for us, you know, especially conceding the own goal again after the other night as well, after that own goal. So for us to come back twice against a team like West Ham away from home, we're delighted.
Have you enjoyed a goal more than that, jumping in with those fans?
Nah, not at all. That's my favourite one so far, so hopefully I can get a few more for the team.
How did you enjoy the battle in there with the current England international today?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Me and Johnny, we roomed together. We were talking last night saying we've got the hardest test probably of our career today against two very, very good players. They played in the Premier League a lot, and we thought we're just going to get about them, and I think we did that today. And we want to be where they are.
Johnny, with a midweek performance and now this, could this be a real pivotal week in your season?
Yeah, I think so. I think got to take a lot of positives from today's game. You know, going down in the first half, responding. You know, we've had the chances before that, and I think we deserved the goal when we did. And maybe we just switched off for a second, but you know, it shows the spirit of all the lads, even the lads coming off the bench, to go forward and to nick one at the death to get a point here. I don't think there'll be many teams that'll do that this season.
Arguably, were you the better team? Should you have won it?
Personally, I think so, yeah. I think they had a spell, maybe first 5-10 minutes, which you expect them to come out at home. A little bit after they scored the second, you know, they got on top, but I think the majority of the game, I think we definitely at least deserved a point.
Well, Adam's the Empower man of the match. Do the honours, Johnny. Well done.
Nice one.